Imagine having a brilliant idea, but the only way to share it was to carve it into stone or press it into wet clay. Not exactly convenient. For thousands of years, humanity had a serious storage problem. Our earliest hard drives were heavy clay tablets, fragile plant scrolls, and bulky bamboo strips. They could record knowledge, but they were difficult to carry, hard to produce. We didn't just need a better way to write, we needed a better surface, something lighter, more flexible, something that could carry ideas across distance and across time. This is the story of one of the most important inventions in human history. This is how paper changed everything. Long before paper existed, writing had already begun to take shape. In ancient Mesopotamia, around 3200 BCE, people pressed symbols into wet clay, creating some of the earliest known records. These tablets captured laws, trade, and daily life. They were durable, but they were also heavy and not meant to travel. In ancient Egypt, a different solution emerged. Papyrus, made from the papyrus plant, was pressed into thin sheets and rolled into scrolls. It was lighter, more portable, and easier to store, but it had its limits. Papyrus depended on a specific climate. In humid environments, it deteriorated quickly. Meanwhile, in early China, writing appeared on bamboo strips and silk. Bamboo was sturdy, but heavy and cumbersome. Silk was smooth and elegant, but far too expensive for everyday use. Across these early civilizations, writing had evolved, but the medium had not. Humanity could record ideas, but it still didn't have an efficient way to spread them. By the early Han Dynasty, the need for a better writing material had become impossible to ignore. Then, around 105 CE, a court official named Cai Lun presented a refined method of papermaking. While earlier forms of paper may have already existed, Cai Lun's contribution was something different. He systematized the process. He made it repeatable, scalable. Using materials like mulberry bark, hemp, old cloth, and fishing nets, he broke them down into fibers, soaked them, and beat them into pulp. That pulp was spread into thin layers and left to dry. What remained was something entirely new. Lightweight, flexible, practical, paper didn't replace bamboo and silk because it was perfect. It replaced them because it worked. For centuries, the knowledge of papermaking remained largely within East Asia. But over time, that knowledge began to move. By the 8th century, papermaking had reached the Islamic world, where it was further refined and developed into a large-scale craft. Cities like Samarkand and Baghdad became centers of production. Paper became essential for administration, science, and literature. Ideas could now travel faster and further than ever before. By the 12th century, paper had reached Europe. There, it gradually replaced parchment, a material made from animal skin that was expensive, labor-intensive, and limited in supply. And then, in the 15th century, something changed everything: the printing press. For the first time in history, books could be produced in large numbers. Knowledge was no longer confined to a select few. Suddenly, a single printed page could ignite a revolution. Scientists began sharing discoveries across borders, mapping the stars and the human body. Philosophers and dreamers found a voice that could outlast empires. Libraries transformed from guarded vaults into open doors for anyone who wanted to learn. It could spread across cities, across countries, across generations. Today, paper is everywhere, in books, in documents, in packaging, in everyday life. It feels ordinary, almost invisible. But without it, the development of human knowledge would have been slower and far more limited. Because before ideas could change the world, they needed something to be written on, and paper became that foundation. And that's how paper quietly changed the course of human history, from stone to fiber to ideas that could travel across the world. And even today, every note, every book, every idea you write down is part of that same story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this, because sometimes the most ordinary things have the most extraordinary history.